curious souls, and welcome to the very first episode with your host, Angel, where kink gets candid, pleasure meets power, and shame does not live here. I'm your host, Angel. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm excited to kick this journey off with you. So let's get settled in, whether you're tuning in from your commute, curled up at home, or low key listening from work with one earbud in while we dive deep, laugh a little, and talk about all the things most people are too afraid to say out loud. I want to start by telling you a little bit why this podcast exists and why it matters to me. I am a kinky, curious, constant learning human who have found themselves in a lifestyle because I needed more than just a surface level intimacy. I needed intensity, authenticity, and structure that made sense for me. The first time someone tied me up with intention, the first time someone listened to my boundaries and treated me like gold, game changing. I've taught rope and I've done rope and hosted some scenes, fumbled gloriously through the negotiations and found joy in both being soft and holding power. And more importantly, I've listened to friends to play partner from listen to friends to play partners to strangers at dungeons whispering. I didn't know this was allowed. That's why I'm here to talk about it, all of it. This is a show for kink and the kink curious, for folks who have been doing this for years and folks who just googled what is a safe word. It's educational. This is not but it's not a lecture. It's honest but never judgmental. It's adult but not too raunchy for raunchy's sake. Here's what it isn't. It's not about shock value. It's not about shame. It's definitely not just for cis straight white couples. We are here about kink in real life and all nuances, humor, emotion, and awkward learning curves. Kink, fetishes, and BDSM. What is what? Let's get to some definitions out of the way lightly before we dig a little bit deeper in future episodes. Kink is an umbrella term. If something adds intentional intensity, explores power, or just feels different than what you see in a movie, sex scene, welcome to kink. Fetishes are more specific. Those attractions sometimes necessarily for arousal. It could range anywhere from feet, latex, leather, balloons, armpits, socks, you name it. If it makes you go, it's probably worth a deeper look. BDSM is where kink gets structured. It stands for bondage and discipline, dominance, submission, sadism, masochism. It's not all about pain, leather, or 50 shades. It's about trust, dynamic, negotiation, scenes, and being intentional and control and surrender. And a quick reminder, kink isn't always sexual. Some folks just play for the catharsis, connection, or just plain curiosity. And all of that is valid. So before we go into a little bit more about the show, I want to share some information about kink and what the four pillars of kink are. What are the four pillars of BDSM? Some would say that there's five, including consent, but they're just as equal and important to the trust, communication, respect, and honesty. And in my opinion, those are the four pillars of any relationship inside or outside the bedroom. That means you can count on someone to have your back when the occasion arises. Trust, meaning in BDSM, means you full heartedly believe that they will not do something or do anything to you to cause physical harm. Inflicting pain is different, but physical or mental harm is something that can cause serious injuries or damage is discomfort. Anyone who you trust should respect you enough to never cause you harm. Which leads us to respect. Respect, I was raised respect is earned, not given, and I've always given respect to people who, regardless, until it gets to the point where they break my trust. Because they go hand in hand. You have to have some sort of feelings that you can either take their work seriously or admire them as a person. I firmly believe that if you do not respect someone, then why are you around them? Because if you do not respect the craft, who are they and what they believe in? You don't have to be rude, but you don't have to have relations with them. In order to do that, you have to communicate, which leads us to the communication, the third pillar. Communication is dire. If you cannot communicate, you do not know what the other person needs or wants in a relationship. And you can never build that trust. If you can never build that trust, then that person may never be able to fully respect you. In any relationship, it is work or in a dynamic, you have limits. Some people call it a moral compass, like Like there are some things I won't do at work, no matter if it's okay by my manager and higher ups. Just like a dynamic, there are some things that people are okay with and other people are not, may not be. You have to communicate that, but you have to do it honestly. Which brings us to the fourth pillar. Honesty is saying the truth regardless of the consequences. In my opinion, it ties into integrity. Because if you can say and do the right thing when no one is looking, then you are someone worthy of being trusted and respected. Saying the truth may suck because you may be afraid to say the wrong thing, but it's important to say it because if you're not, then what is intended for pain may turn out to be harm because you did not communicate it truthfully. I believe in good relationships between doms and subs, and the four pillars are a necessity. Because truthfully, communication helps build trust and respect, and if you don't communicate with your spouse, partner, or anyone else, how do you expect them to know what you expect out of the relationship? And if you can't communicate, how do you ask for help or understanding? These four pillars are the foundation in which everything is built upon. What we're going to talk about in the upcoming podcast are cultures, consent and culture, just not just what it is, but how to live it, how to negotiate scenes, and why no is the sexiest word in the kink world. Aftercare and how it looks beyond blankets and snacks. Intersectionality, because being kinky while also being queer, disabled, neurodivergent, black comes with real challenges and real beauty. There's also solo episodes where it'll just be me and you, and there'll be guest episodes with dominant, submissive, switches, educators, sex workers, and maybe some of your favorite Instagram kinksters. I'll answer your questions, I'll share your stories anonymously, respectfully, and always with care. This space is where you belong. Before we wrap up with today's Before we wrap up today's intro episode, let's just take a breath and bust a few myths. Ready? Myth 1. Kink means you're traumatized. Nope. Folks do process trauma through kink, and that's powerful. But not everyone coming from comes from pain. Kink can come from joy, curiosity, or just being turned on by someone calling you a good girl. Myth 2. If you're a dominant, you have to be mean. Wrong again. Dominance doesn't mean you have to be cold, harsh, or controlling. It can be nurturing, soft, and emotionally intuitive. And submission doesn't mean weakness. It often takes way more strength. Myth number 3: you have to have fancy gear to be kinky. Listen, if all you have is a scarf, a safe word, and mutual respect, you got more kink than someone with a $400 flogger and zero communication skills. This podcast isn't just about me talking into the mic. This is about us. I want your questions, your curiosity, your "is this normal" moments. You can send anonymous questions, episodes, or suggestions or personal stories. Whether you're a baby kinkster or seasoned sadist, your voice matters. If you love what you hear, hit subscribe, follow us on social media, and leave a review to help us reach more curious humans like you. And if you want to support the show financially or emotionally, you can just find our tip jar or subscribe or community events through the links I will provide when the events pop up. Before I let you go, I want to leave you with this. You are allowed to explore, you're allowed to ask questions, you are allowed to take your time or to change your mind, to want more or to want less, something else entirely. The space is for you. So welcome home. And this is Circle City News. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay consensual.